Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We have a 2018 SeaDoo here. This is my daughter's boyfriend's SeaDoo, and his IBR actuator has quit. I saw on the internet where you could take the actuator out and replace the motor inside the actuator and get it to working again. The actuator is a $700 part plus installation fee. Most of your marine mechanics get like $125 an hour. So we're going to try this fix. This right here, I have gotten it to move just a little bit, and I think, and I was jerking up and down on it while hitting the button, and I think I've got it to where I can get me a ratchet on the actuator arm so I can get it out. And I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to try to get that actuator arm off. $13mm socket. Yep, I actually was able to get on it. Okay, I've got the wave runner inside because I'm gonna let this, my part's not in to fix it with, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this IBR system that's in the back here. And now I've got to release the steering linkage. So it's a bolt with a nut on it. I'm gonna take that out, and then I'll release 4 screws here and then 2 screws on top, and this whole system should pull straight out. All right, I've got the steering linkage out. Now time to take this IBR gate off. Alright, that wasn't a big deal. Get some of this garbage out of here. Alright, it looks to me like this pump's gonna need to come off. So, yeah, I think it just has those 4 nuts on it. I will not be putting these nuts and bolts back in with this impact. I'm just using it to help speed up taking everything apart. While I've got, I'm going to put these washers and nuts back where they go. Just something I won't have to keep up with. All right. Looks pretty good. these nuts and these washers back on. I'm going to mark this top ridge on this nut on the wall. I'll mark this rubber so I'll know that that's the ridge in case it gets marked off. That way I can put it back and I'll know it's good and tight. Alright, now we're ready to remove it from the inside. Okay, we're on the inside now. I'm going to take this water box out. There's one clamp here, there's one clamp here. I'm going to remove this clamp, and it is bungee strapped in right there, and then it should come straight out once I get these hoses off. All right. Alright, so I need to go in there and take this thing apart and wait on my motor to come in. So I want to just see if I can break this thing apart. I think it's a little aggravating to break the silicone loose, but once I do that, I'll just be waiting to get the motor in, put this thing back in. Before I pull this pinion gear off, I'm going to see how high it is off the shaft. And to do that, I've extended my measuring device, run this down till it touches, and it is 13.77. Okay guys, it's time for me to try to get this pinion gear off, and I'm just going to hit down on top of this gear with a hammer and see if it'll knock the end of this canister off, and if it does, I can get a punch and hit down on the motor shaft, and the gear will stay here on top of the motor and the shaft will come out the end. That's the plan anyway. Right here is the end of the motor. Okay, the pinion will rest against the housing right there, and I'm going to drive the shaft through the pinion, leaving the pinion loose from the motor. So right here I have a punch that is smaller than the hole in this gear right here. So anyway, I'm going to hold the shaft down with that, and then I'm just going to tap it with a hammer and see if I can get it to break free. And there's my gear. So here's my new motor. I got it on Amazon. I'll leave a link down in the description. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on. Before Okay, so what I need to do here is I need to place this shaft down on this solid piece, and I need to take a hammer and tap that onto the shaft. That way the shaft is taking up all the blows from the hammer, and it's not actually affecting the armature and the magnets and all that stuff. So try that. That's 16. Okay, so I've got the motor back in. I've got the distance set here for mine, the way it came apart, and it is 7.8 millimeters. And now I'm going to plug in the ground side and the hot side. That's the way it came out. I'm going to go out there and plug this box into the wave runner now, and try to do the IBR override and see if the movement is the correct direction. If it is, I'll come back in and use black RTV silicone, and I will re-silicone this and bolt it back together. Alright, I've got this thing set to IBR override on. I'm just going to press the up arrow and see if it will retract the arm. Alright, that's fully retracted. Let me go back all the way out. So that is the right direction. And from what I have seen on other videos, when you do the IBR override, it does it in little steps like that. So that's fixed. All I gotta do now is go back together with it. Okay guys, it's time for me to start going back together with this box. I got it all good and siliconed up and put back together. You can see my fresh silicone is squirted out of the side. I let it cure up a little bit. So anyway, I will probably just show me putting this part back in and then just do everything else, time lapse or something. Okay, that is back in, and now I'm going to go behind and I'm going to put this arm back in and hope all my markings that I made on it earlier line up. So what I do, and I experimented with this in the house, is I make one full turn with the threaded metal rod on the end of this before I start tightening the plastic nut up. And now it's time for me to start tightening the plastic nut up. Okay, I got the actuator box back in. I got my bungee strap for it strapped down. I have the arm installed and lined back up exactly where it was at before. And now I'm ready to put the water box back in and reconnect all my lines. I'm not going to talk through any of that. I'm just going to let the camera run while I try to get the inside of this thing put back together. So I've got everything installed on the inside. Now I'm going to get back here and put all of this right here back on. Alright guys, everything's done. I'm going to get up here and do the IBR override. and raise this thing all the way to the top to show you that it's working. And when you do the IBR override, this thing is not smooth like it is like when you go from reverse to forward. It's going to come up in steps. And anyway, I didn't know that to start with, and got to watching some videos, and that's normal. And that's how it's supposed to work. It's not a terrible job. It's definitely worth doing it if you're mechanically inclined and you don't have an extra $1,000 to spend on the part plus labor. Well guys, that's going to be a wrap on this video. I normally do videos about Jeeps on this channel, and this obviously is not a Jeep. It's a wave runner, and for you guys that came expecting a Jeep video today, I apologize for that. My channel originated from trying to make videos to help people out. That's what it started with the Jeeps. And I thought, as much problems as I've read about people having with actuators on these SeaDoos, I thought it was a real possibility people might need this video. There's bits and pieces of information about doing this procedure online, and I tried to put it all together in one video so you could kind of watch it from start to finish and see exactly what I did in order to get this job completed. Anyway, I thank y'all for watching, and if you like this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you hadn't already and you like this video, please don't forget to give a thumbs up. It helps the videos out a lot. I promise you, it makes a big difference. And if you got any questions, leave a comment down below. I love reading the comments, love reading the questions. And if you just want to stop by and say hi, that'll be very welcome too. Y'all come back next time and we'll see what we got going then. Yeah.